The emergency beacon pulsed through the void, its crimson light piercing the darkness like a wound in space itself. Aboard the diplomatic vessel Harmonious Accord, Ambassador Trell of the Galactic Council shuddered as the signal's meaning became clear. "Another human ship," his aide Mock whispered, mandibles clicking nervously. "That makes 17 in the last solar cycle." Trell's 4 eyes blinked in sequence as he reviewed the data. The humans had been model citizens since their acceptance into the Council 3 decades ago. Peaceful, collaborative, quick to offer aid and slow to take offense. Their technological prowess was modest, but their cultural contributions were becoming legendary throughout the galaxy. "The Council report stands," Trell said firmly. "Humans shun violence. Their historical records show a species that learned from its mistakes. Their entry interviews were conclusive. But the attacks are not their doing," Trell insisted. "The Drachnid Empire is testing our borders. They wish to provoke us into believing the humans are responsible." The ship's captain, a towering Pelleran named Jor, entered the chamber. "Ambassador, we've received a transmission. The human colony on Proxima B requests immediate assistance." Trell's exoskeleton vibrated with concern. "Set course immediately, Captain." Tom Miller surveyed the smoking ruins of New Hope Colony with a grim expression. 6 months of careful construction reduced to ash and rubble in a single night. The colonists, scientists, farmers, teachers, huddled in the emergency shelters, shock evident on their faces. "How many?" he asked his second-in-command lieutenant, Dana Reed. 22 dead, 47 injured, she replied, her voice steady despite the horror around them. "The Drachnid ship struck without warning. Our communications array was the first target." Miller nodded. This was the 4th human settlement hit in as many weeks. The pattern was clear, even if the Council refused to acknowledge it. "Any word from Earth Command?" Reed shook her head. "Radio silence. I think they're still trying the diplomatic approach." Miller's jaw tightened. He had served in Earth's last armed conflict, the Pan-Pacific Water Wars of 2089, before humanity had united and turned away from militarism. For 30 years, he had been proud to represent a species that had evolved beyond its violent tendencies. But some lessons couldn't be unlearned. "Get me the hidden cargo from Bay 7, he ordered quietly. "And find anyone with military experience among the colonists." Reed's eyes widened. "Sir, the Council will not arrive in time," Miller finished. "And when they do, they'll bring strongly worded condemnations, not defenses." The Drachnid Warfleet approached Proxima B with predatory grace. Commander Vex watched the blue-green planet grow larger on the view screen, anticipation building in his chest. "Primitive defenses," his tactical officer reported. "The same as the other human colonies. No military vessels, minimal orbital satellites. They're practically defenseless." Vex's scaled lips pulled back in a smile. "The Council races have grown soft in their millennium of peace. They've forgotten that the galaxy belongs to the strong. His species had been denied Council membership for generations due to their aggressive tendencies. Now they would demonstrate why such tendencies were virtues, not flaws." "Prepare the landing parties," Vex commanded. "Standard procedure, communication, systems first, then power infrastructure. I want prisoners for interrogation." "What about the Council diplomatic vessel approaching from Sector 4? Vex dismissed the concern with a wave of his clawed hand. "They'll arrive to find another human tragedy, another failure of their precious peaceful coalition." Ambassador Trell stood transfixed as the Harmonious Accord entered the Proxima system. The long-range scanners showed a confrontation already in progress, but not the one-sided massacre he had expected. "Impossible," Mock whispered. The Drachnid warships were in disarray. 3 were already disabled, drifting lifelessly. A 4th burned in Proxima B's upper atmosphere. The remaining vessels were executing evasive maneuvers against something the scanners couldn't quite identify. "Magnify," Trell ordered. The view screen zoomed in on small, agile craft swarming around the Drachnid ships. They moved with precision that belied their improvised appearance. Mining vessels retrofitted with weapons that shouldn't exist in a peaceful colony. "The humans are fighting back," Captain Jor stated, unable to keep astonishment from his voice. Trell's communication panel chimed. Ambassador, a human voice crackled through. This is Captain Miller of New Hope Colony. Please hold your position. The situation is being addressed. Captain Miller, Trell responded. This is a violation of Council protocols. Civilian colonies are not permitted military-grade weapons. A bitter laugh came through the speaker. With respect, Ambassador, these aren't military-grade. These are jury-rigged mining charges and industrial lasers. But they work just fine against enemies who expect no resistance. As they watched, the Drachnid commander's vessel attempted to jump to light speed, only to be disabled by a precision strike to its engine core. We've been telling the Council for months that the Drachnids were targeting human settlements, Miller continued. Each time we were advised to wait for diplomatic solutions. Another Drachnid ship flared brightly as its power core overloaded. So we waited. We buried our dead. We sent formal complaints. And all the while, we prepared. 3 days later, the Galactic Council's emergency session fell silent as Ambassador Trell completed his report. The evidence is incontrovertible, he concluded. The Drachnid Empire has been systematically attacking human colonies while maneuvering to frame them for aggression against other Council races. The Ixalan delegate raised a luminescent tendril. And the human response? Their hidden weapons? Trell's exoskeleton shifted uncomfortably. Not precisely weapons, honored delegate. The humans demonstrated remarkable adaptability. They repurposed civilian technology into defensive capabilities. A concerning development nonetheless, the delegate pressed. Captain Miller, invited to address the Council, stepped forward. His uniform was singed, his face bearing fresh scars from the battle. Distinguished members of the Council, he began. Humanity did not abandon violence because we forgot how to fight. We set it aside because we found better ways to resolve conflicts, but make no mistake. His eyes swept the chamber, meeting each alien gaze directly. When peaceful methods fail, when diplomacy is exhausted, when our children are threatened, humanity remembers. The report was accurate. Humans shun violence until there is no other choice. The Council chamber remained silent long after he finished speaking, as ancient species confronted an uncomfortable truth. In their peaceful coalition, they had forgotten what humanity never could. Sometimes survival requires strength, and humans had never truly forgotten how to be strong.